Yo, what's up, guys? The Raptors winning streak has come to an end. They lose to the Charlotte Hornets 118-111 in overtime. Now, guys, unfortunately lost tonight by the Raptors. Raptors were on an incredible run as of late, guys. Obviously winning 9 in a row, 13 of their last 14. But tonight, the Raptors didn't have it for only 1 or 2 quarters tonight, I would say. Fourth quarter and overtime tonight was the big difference in tonight's ball game for the Raptors. Now, the Raptors started great tonight. They started off the game on a 15-4 run. The Raptors were dominating on offense, making almost every shot they were taking to start off the game. Their defense was looking great. Charlotte wasn't shooting the basketball very well. The Raptors were looking great in transition. Everything was looking great for the Raptors in the first 3 quarters of this game. Dictating play, moving the ball well, making your open shots, everything in the book, guys. But it drives me nuts that you take a 17-point lead and you squander it and lose the game. You cannot go 4+ minutes without a bucket in the fourth quarter. You can't do it. It's unacceptable, if you guys ask me. The defending was, they were lacking defending at the end of the game. The Raptors, Brandon Ingram on that shot by Colin Knippel to tie the game up by 104. Bad defending, if you guys ask me. Ingram also took some ill-advised shots that I didn't like in this game. The Raptors got very flat offensively in that fourth quarter. You could see as the game progressed, the Raptors' offense got flatter and their defense had to get tighter, which was forcing them to make more stops. And Charlotte was taking every advantage of it. You had guys like Bridges, Sexton, Knippel. They were absolutely torching the Raptors. Bridges had 35 tonight, guys. And 0 assists in 41 minutes of play. 10 points alone in overtime. He scored the first 8 points in overtime. Charlotte had a game plan through this game tonight, guys, and said, we're going to target every man that is guarding Bridges tonight. And you saw it tonight. Especially in overtime. They were going after Quickly because Quickly was on Bridges a lot of times in that overtime. And they were going after him, And the bench was not good tonight, guys. Raptors bench wasn't very good tonight. Charlotte had a way better bench tonight than the Raptors, guys. Charlotte had over 30 points off the bench, almost 30 points off the bench. The Raptors bench was not good tonight, guys. You had guys like Colin Sexton coming off the bench with 18 points in 33 minutes. Sexton was even playing the vital minutes over LaMelo Ball tonight. So Sexton was really providing for the Hornets, really making it difficult for the Raptors. You had Knippel with 20 in 36 minutes, making that clutch shot at the end of the game. He was making threes all over the place tonight, guys. He's a really good young player, Colin Knippel. I am very impressed with this game he had tonight. He's a nice young player. No wonder why he was a top 10 pick in the NBA draft this past season. Then you had LaMelo at 14, but he didn't have a great performance tonight. But it was all about Bridges. The Raptors defense not good enough when it had to be important at most. They had an opportunity, the Raptors, to get a key bloody rebound at the end of the game there, and Bridges was able to get the rebound, draw the foul. He missed one free throw. He made one, and then after we obviously saw Knippel tie it up with the 3. But too many times tonight, guys, where I saw the Raptors take ill-advised shots, at the end of the game forcing things, and that's what cost them tonight. You were forcing too many things on offense, missing too many shots as well, and you could see it deflated them. The most frustrating thing on top of it all, Charlotte's on a back-to-back, and the Raptors had the night off yesterday. So, unfortunate situation. Charlotte shot the ball only 44%. Raptors shot at 44% as well after that horrendous overtime in fourth quarter. The Raptors were shooting over 50% majority of the game until the fourth. So that's what really killed them. Only 9 for 29 for 3, 31%. Like, come on, man. You got to shoot the basketball better. And then you got turnovers as well. 16 turnovers compared to the Hornets 9. Like, inexcusable, man, if you ask me. And then you have the rebounds. We dominated Charlotte on the glass, 65-49. But we could not get the key rebound at the end of the game there, like I mentioned. And that cost us a win tonight, guys, in our 10th win in a row. You know what I mean? So that was frustrating as well, guys. There are a lot of moments. Charlotte was better in the paint, 62-58. Not by much, of course, but Charlotte got the stops when they had to. The Raptors didn't make their shots. They had to. Brandon Ingram had an opportunity to win them the ball game at the end of the game there, but Brandon Ingram was really cold at the end of the game, guys. Brandon Ingram, he had 22 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists on 39 minutes, but he shot 10 for 26. Okay, so BI there, he started off the game great, but unfortunately as the game progressed, he looked like he got tired, was missing a shit ton of shots, and it cost the Raptors. Quickly had a decent game as well, even though he shot 9 for 20 from the field. He had 22 points. He made some key shots, but then he also missed some key shots as well, guys. So, and the game that was wasted more than anything was Scotty Barnes' game. 39 minutes of play, 30 points, 12 rebounds, 5 assists on 11 to 16 shooting. Scotty had a great game, but unfortunately, this is a team sport, and when you lose as a team, and that's the unfortunate situation in this game tonight. Jakob Poeltl, he had a pretty decent game. He only had 8 points, 11 rebounds, and 9 assists. Yak was only an assist away and 2 points away from a triple-double. So he was very productive. Sandro was productive, 13 points in 19 minutes. They didn't get much off the bench, like guys. Walter had 5 points, 27 minutes. Shed had 3 points, 22 minutes. Dick had 17 minutes for 5 points. Agbaji, 16 minutes, 2 points. Murray Boyles, 13 minutes, 1 point. Like, come on, man. You're not going to win that way. You're honestly not. You need some production from your bench. Raptors didn't get it tonight, guys, and that was one of the reasons why they lost. They didn't get bench points tonight. Defense was bad. Their offense was bad at the end of the game there tonight. And Charlotte just caught fire at the end of the game there, guys. They were the better team at the end, and that's the most important thing. But I will also mention one more thing. 17 points in the fourth quarter is not good enough. You held Charlotte for 2 to 3 minutes without a point. You were up by 10, and you couldn't get a bucket for 5 minutes. This is why they lost tonight. One of the biggest reasons why. Their offense went cold at the worst possible time, and this is why the Raptors the winning streak has been snapped, and they lost the game. But listen, I will say this, though. They have been playing some great ball as of late. The sky is not falling. It's one loss. You get right back at it tomorrow against the New York Knicks, so you're playing in the NBA Cup quarterfinals. So this is a good early test, a good early matchup against the Knicks, who were in the conference final last year. They're a good team, the New York Knicks. Like I mentioned, with the NBA Cup coming up, you get an early test against them. And listen, guys, even though you're going to play on a back-to-back, you got to go out there and have a good game. That's the most important thing, is responding after this loss tonight. You do not want the Raptors to go and start losing 2 to 3 in a row, 4 in a row. That is not the sign of a good basketball team. If the Raptors go in to MSG tomorrow, then and win a game, then you know that this game against Charlotte was just a bad shooting night in the fourth, and just a little bit of lack of energy at the end of the game than a lack of effort. So the most important thing is, don't go on a losing streak. Stay consistent. Find a way to win tomorrow night, and don't let this loss beat you up. Just get back out there tomorrow and get a win, even though things look flat at times in this ball game, guys. This is a young basketball team. They're going to go through some growing pains still, even though they've shown a lot of maturity as of late. Tonight was a little bit of an immature performance at times, but I am still not worried about this ball team, guys. I think they can still progress and have a great season, even though you're going to have some blimps in the regular season. That's a part of playing the game, guys. But, guys, unfortunately lost tonight for the Raptors. Bridges just absolutely dominated the Raptors tonight, guys. Unfortunate, but once in a blue moon, you're going to get a guy who catches fire. He shot 50% of the field tonight, guys. It was just one of those games tonight. 0 assists on top of it, too. He was just a pure scorer tonight. Just one of those guys. Just give him the ball and let him do his thing tonight. So it's just one of those nights tonight, guys. But, guys, tell me your thoughts on the game tonight, guys. We'd love to hear your opinions and thoughts. So click like on this video. Subscribe if you guys want to see more content. Go Raptors, go as always, guys. And remember, we'll see you guys on the next episode of Raptor Unfiltered. Ciao, guys.